Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to Crash Clinic, the social network for independent vehicle repairers. And it's Valentine's night, so I hope you're all having a fantastic night. So we'll keep this one quite short today because I'm sure you're all off treating your lovely partners. Can't say women or men, can you, nowadays? I don't know, so I'm trying to get it politically correct. Anyhow, talking about politically correct, tonight's show, as you've probably noticed, is about total losses. I mentioned last week that total losses are becoming a bit of a concern, I believe. And this is really interesting for you guys. I'm really looking forward to your opinions on this again. So what I found out is are total losses being written off properly? Please help me with this, of course. Please join in and let me know what you think. Repairer inflation in 2023. It seems to be a big thing for insurers right now. Now, I read something from solicitors that work for insurers that have said for 2023 coming up, of course, that they feel the period, because the repairs are part problems, etc., the repair periods are taking twice as long, obviously for non-fault accidents. The higher claims are becoming even bigger. Now, solicitors are looking to total loss vehicles in general because of the cost of the claim. So for you and I, over all these years, vehicles have been written off because of, one, the structural damage, or two, you have to excuse me, I'm full of the flu, an uneconomical repair is due to the parts costing more than the repair itself. Understandable. Well, now there is a new sort of thing for the solicitors, what they're trying to look at for 2023, or insurers are looking at this on the say so from solicitors. So basically a claim now, imagine the length of the claim, the length of the hire. They're now stating that if they think they're going to try and write vehicles off because of an uneconomical claim, not repair. So the repair might be fine, but the insurer is going, well, the solicitors are saying, wow, this claim in general could cost a lot of money, so we think it's better off written off. They've actually stated that they think they're going to tell customers, that's what I believe, that if they want to continue with the repair, they could be liable for an amount they're trying to claim. So not only are they trying to force this, they're trying to bully customers, as usual, into accepting an offer by telling them that they could be liable for the charges, which is terrible. It's not their fault someone ran into their car, and it's not their fault the way the economy is and we can't get car parts. Nothing to do with them, of course. So we're touching on here is the law of mitigation. The law of mitigation obviously means to try and keep your losses to a reasonable minimum. So keep your losses to a minimum by being reasonable. The whole word is reasonable. It all hinders on the word reasonable. Now, what you and I class as reasonable and a judge classes reasonable, I find totally hilarious, because it's two different worlds, of course. And I've been to many court cases and sat and listened, and blows your mind, to be honest. But now we've got this section where they're trying to, obviously going to now try and write vehicles off because it's going to be economical for them as a claim rather than a repair. Now, where does that leave the innocent repair center and the innocent customer again? It always comes back to the repairer for some reason. So I just suddenly thought of it, and I thought, wow, we're going back to something I was touching on last week anyhow. So it's just really sparked that up for me. Ordering parts in advance. So in 2023, for us guys, I really think we need to be looking out for this, because if you're ordering parts in advance, and insurers now are trying to write cars off because of the economical claim. I mean, let's face it, if I see a car and I think it's going to be easily repairable, I'm quite happy to order the parts, the sooner the better. Or was. But it looks now that the quicker you order the parts in, you could get stuck with a lot of parts, and let's face it, parts are very expensive. So that I'm not prepared to do. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to start a repair and have it written off mid-repair because it's cheaper for the insurer that way. We're in business to repair cars. So I find that, is it going to work? I think it's outrageous, if I'm totally honest with you, and I can't see it working. But I'm really interested in your opinions, because we're the guys who could really get stuck with car parts. What else could go wrong? How else? Obviously, it's going to reduce jobs coming in for us, which could be terrible. So I'm really interested that, is this okay to write a vehicle off for an uneconomical claim as opposed to an uneconomical repair? So I'm interested. Do you think that's okay? And I'm interested in your comments, of course. So please join in and let me know your thoughts. I know we would lose a lot of jobs, but we'd also have mid-repaired jobs where, you know, as I say, we might have the parts, might be part started. That's going to cause us major problems. I wouldn't be happy with that, and I'd be wanting to charge the client anyway. Sorry, I've ordered the parts, started the job. You're paying for it one way or another. And we'd have to look at that. Again, let's get in advance and make sure we're ahead of the game, because I think this is terrible for 2023. It's coming your way very soon. I'm pretty sure we might start to see this anytime soon. How can insurers just dictate what happens like that? I think it's outrageous. What are the pitfalls can you see? We've already seen that insurers are trying to write more and more cars off. And I think there's a major problem anyway with the valuations, because values have gone a lot higher because of Brexit, and insurers want to pay lower. Over the years, generally cars, when you buy it, go down. The last few years, if you bought a car last year, it's probably worth the same price now, could even be worth more than you paid for it. Well, insurers don't want to see that. They don't want to pay that out. They want to pay a reduced amount. That's how they make their money. But they're supposed to pay the market value so you can replace your vehicle. So interesting again, guys, some really interesting topics, but I'm really interested in your views on this, because when I read it, I was really, really shocked, and just shocked again that it always comes back to the innocent repair centre. So outraged at it. What are the pitfalls can you see? Of course, I've got a bit of a cold, so you can imagine I didn't give it as much thought as I normally would, but the two key factors for me were, you know, they're going to take a lot of work away, but I would not be happy losing jobs in the middle of repairs. And let's face it, with the car problems that are going on, it's not our problem, but how many of our jobs could be stopped and taken out? If we've loaded 20 jobs this week, could we lose 10 of them? Can't run a business like that. So I'd have to introduce a new cancellation fee, which would be the price of the repair anyway. So let me know your thoughts. I think it's really interesting what they're trying to do. It's horrible what they're trying to do, but that's solicitors for you. Again, they don't know enough about repairing vehicles to come out with stuff like this. So let me know your comments. But the final pitfall that I saw was many years ago, if you've been in this industry a long time, vehicles that were being written off were being done to order, I think they called it. And so people would buy a car and then they'd go out and steal all the parts off another car and repair the car. Now, because you're repairing more cars, that takes away that problem. If you're going to be total lossing more cars, please don't tell me them cars are just going to be scrapped. They're going to go back into the open market. What happens when we have an increase of vehicles that are damaged and shouldn't be? Yes, they're going to entice this back. So they're not going to win, because what would happen then is all these cars that they're writing off would be out in the market. They shouldn't have been written off, but they're missing lots of parts. So they're going to go back to Coparts or something like that, I would suspect. And then they'll get sold back into the open market. And what's going to happen by the time depending on how many of these went back into the market, yes, you've got it. More and more cars will be stolen to order yet again. And that comes back to the public, of course. So I don't think they're going to win. So another interesting topic just for tonight. I said I'm going to keep it quick because it's Valentine's Day, so hope you're all out there having some fun. But let me know your thoughts on this. This is a nice quick one, all about total losses, and I think it's very interesting what they're up to, what they're trying to do. I think it's wrong. My own opinion is it's very wrong, and I don't think it's really going to help us at all. So what do you think, and what are the pitfalls do you see, if any, that this could cause? I'm really interested to see. And yeah, we'll see you next week, of course. That's kept it nice and short, but total losses is the topic, and I think it's an interesting one. Let me know what you think. We'll see you next week. I hope you've had a great night, or you're having a great night, and we'll see you next week with a new topic, of course. And this one's going to be great if you join in and let me know your thoughts. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Take care. Over and out from Crash Clinic. Don't forget to sign up and join the actual website to give us some help, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great week. All the best. Bye-bye.